Welcome back to some more Umineko when they cry. So, where we last left off, George has decided to, you know, get the mirror, that little mirror with prop to the way to combat against the witch. In which it's weird because he said that he hates to believe in the witch, but he has like no choice but to find a way to combat. So the only way to retrieve it is because it's in Natsuki's room within the mansion. They decided to get the key that is from dead corpse, one which is found in one of the first six dead bodies of the first six sacrifices. So they decided to go into the chapel. They just break the window. This, like I said, that's what I said. Why don't you just find a way to break the window? And that's just that they did. And well, let's see. And then I'm pretty sure I stopped recording from there to see, like, let's see. And I was like, let's see if they can get away, no problem. But I guess it ain't going to be the easiest part of the story. So let's continue. As George and Gohda watched her, their eyes opened wide. That wasn't the expression Shannon was expecting, so it startled her. Oh shit! Yeah, see, I knew that something bad was gonna happen. I thought it was like, I was thinking it was like, is it going to be easy? Nah, it's going to be fucking difficult. After all, Shannon hadn't noticed. George and Gohda, watching from afar, noticed it first. After all, when Shannon had held up the key up high, a blizzard of gold leaf had seeped up from around the table. There were countless gold butterflies. It was the first time George had seen them, so it might have looked like some kind of illusion. But Gohda already knew. He knew that those gold butterflies were far from beautiful, and that they would bring about some kind of misfortune. And that gold swelled, trying to suck Shannon in.
Shannon-san! Hashite!
He's like... He's like, what? Yeah, fuck... Took you long enough. Shannon also realized that gold butterflies were trying to swallow her up. She ran unsteadily, her expression still shocked. As she did, the gold butterflies danced around her all at once. They grouped together. They tried to swallow her up.
Shannon! くそ、なんだこれは。これが君たちの言っていた黄金の蝶なのか。
Yeah, y'all are gonna meet your doom.
早く外へ。こいつらめ。くそ、くそ。
George and Gohda rushed up to Shannon, driving off the cloud of butterflies. And while the butterflies were scattered, they ran towards the broken window. However, they needed a good footing to get out the window, which was surrounded by shards of broken glass. When they'd entered, there had been enough time to prepare for that, but now there was none.
扉から出よう。足場を探してる時間なんかない。開かない。硬い。
What? It's just now glued stuck now?
貸して。くそ、このオンボロが。ジョージ様、お早く。くそ、なめるな。
Gohda took off his jacket, swinging it around and scattering the group of butterflies. But saying he was outnumbered would be a real understatement. It was doubtful that it even bought them a short amount of time. George struggled with the broken handle. Its age showed, and it didn't turn well. I can't leave it to strength. It needs the right angle. There's some trick to it.
ジョージ様！くそー！この化け物どもが！
At that moment, Gohda saw it. He was seen by it. In other words, their eyes met. On top of the party table, no, with the stained glass behind it, floating, laughing, was the figure of the witch. He saw the figure of the laughing witch in the center of the golden whirlwind, with the gold butterflies fluttering about at the ready.
Beatrice.
Oh shit. It should have been Gohda's first meeting with her, but he knew her at a glance. Just like the other servants had said, this was certainly the witch at the portrait herself. Oh no, wow.
そろそろ晩餐の時間ではないか。すでにわらわはこの屋敷のホストである。
Now you're the host this time? Her hand looked a bit wicked though. She has a ring on her middle finger.
そなたらを素晴らしきディナーで歓待しなくてはならぬというもの。おあつらえ向きに3人ではないか。
3 people fit to order?
これは実に好都合。
うわあ、開いた。
Worldend Dominator. Now that's a track that everybody that from what I was told is supposed to be one of the banger tracks.
ゴーダさん、早く。ベアトリーチェ様。
足を止めてもよいのか。ここがそなたらの墓場にふさわしいというならそれもよかろうぞ。かつての主の傍らにて死後も仕えたいというその心意気はたたえようぞ。
The golden whirlwind that wrapped around the witch burst. It was like an evil hand had literally spread its fingers and was trying to attack them. The cloud of gold butterflies attacked with a fluttering sound.
急ぐんだ。足を止めちゃいけない。
Don't stand there idling. George's voice brought Shannon and Gohda back to their senses. Standing here now would make them like frogs getting stared down by a snake. They had to resist. They had to fight this incarnation of the new, brutal, and frightening order in which Rokkenjima had been enveloped. There was no time to take out their umbrellas. The three of them dashed out into the pouring rain. The three of them never realized because they didn't turn around, but the gold butterflies apparently couldn't handle the rain too well. This hampered their ability to chase after the humans. The three people ran from their golden pursuers and flew into the mansion.
愉快。ポーでなくては面白くない。
They unlocked the door and dashed into the room. A bit of the scent from Natsuki's favorite gentle incense remained in there. Well, at least they made it to the Natsuki's room. But still in a dire situation. A bit of the scent from Natsuki's favorite gentle incense remained in there. However, there was no time to let that calm them now.
どこにあるんだ。宝物箱の中って言ったっけ。話に聞いただけです。実際にどこにあるかまでは。
What? So it's just a rumor to you?
多分お化粧台かベッドの脇にあるんじゃないかと思います。
Might as well take the chance. Shannon's womanly sensibilities led her to conclude that. but next to the bed, there was only an incense burner, a half-read novel, and glasses. However, the dresser was elegant and had many drawers, and it would be understandable if she kept some of her valuables there.
夏日おばさん、ごめん。
He began to violently open each one of the drawers. He had to hurry. He couldn't actually hear footsteps, but he had the feeling that the witch was approaching. There's no time for games. He had the feeling that her laugh was approaching. He emptied the drawers one by one and examined their contents. Every small box for makeup looked like a treasure box, and the amount of effort it would take to inspect all of them made him feel a little busy.
この箱かもしれません。鍵がかかってて開きません。
At a glance, it looked slightly larger than a music box. When shaken, it rustled. It rustled, as though various small objects were inside, but it was locked and didn't open.
普通、鍵はすぐ近くに隠しておくものです。
Kidding me? They have to open it after all this shit?
あるいは常に身につけている人もいるかも。わからない、わからない。
Can't find a way to like lockpick it?
やむを得ない。壊そう。でも乱暴にはできないね。中の鏡を割ってしまうかもしれない。こじ開ける道具はないかな。そう。
Gohda looked all over the room, trying to see if there was some tool that they could use, and he noticed the door, which had been left open ever since they'd entered. He approached the door to close it, and saw the abominable shadows of people approaching from beyond the darkness in the hall. No, it wasn't shadows of people, because they weren't human at all.
ジョージ様。急いで。
Gohda's voice trailed off. It was the shock of seeing a procession of those not his world. He was a servant, so he knew all the servants working for the Ushiromiya family. He didn't know about these, however, they were definitely servants. Not servants working for Ushiromiya. Getting a little excited there. Not servants working for Ushiromiya Kinzo or Ushiromiya Kraus. Damn! 3 burly goats. These new servants, who worked for the new master of the mansion, the Golden Witch Beatrice, had goat heads and bright red boiled eyes of lava. Well, guess I'll die. As the new master laughed loudly, Friendly directed 6 of the new servants. He saw them approach, piercing the darkness as they came. Of course, he was clad in the gold butterflies that were her symbol. Gohda hurriedly closed the door and locked it. However, just as he locked it, it returned to normal, just as though a spring or something had knocked it back. Alright, we're back. A little bit of a brief interruption. So, where I last left off from there, they were able to retrieve the room key of Natsuki's from her corpse, but they were now pursued by Beatrice and her servant-like goat minions that look all buff and shit. But unfortunately, the door is about to be breached, which is not good, and it's still playing this banger music. It gave the illusion that some prankster beyond the door was unlocking it every time he locked it. They couldn't have reached the other side of the door yet, so who was doing it and how? It almost felt like playing with a broken toy. It's like they're picklocking the door without any issue.
閉まらない。閉めても開いてしまう。どうなってんだこりゃ。クソクソクソクソ。
Gee, I wonder why. It's not like find some sort of stuff to where you can barricade the door.
鍵がわらわを拒むと思うか。その部屋の新しき主をその部屋の扉が拒むと思うのか。
It was like the witch could see Gohda's frantic effort through the door. Even now, the footsteps continue to approach. And when not just their footsteps, but even their breaths could be heard, Gohda gave up on the lock and slammed into the door, locking it using his own large body.
ジョージ様、早く早く早く。
Oh man, Gohda, you're about to be fucked. You can't. You're sacrificing yourself to be the meat shield.
ジョージ様、これはどうでしょう。
レターオープナーか。そっちの方がいいね。貸して。万年筆じゃうまくいかない。
Surely a letter opener can picklock the little locked box. George took it and once again dug into the crack under the lid of the treasure box. It looks like it's working. Okay.
早く早く。
Okay, well, I guess you can pry it open just like that. Use a letter opener like a crowbar. The pressure from across the door grew even stronger. Gohda screamed. This wasn't a war cry during a test of strength. He was terrified. He was simply terrified that nothing but a single wooden door was stopping him from touching something not of this world. But he was still lucky. He wasn't touching the things directly, because they were on the other side of the door. So if he were to touch them directly, Gohda's cry would surely turn from something brave into a pathetic, piercing scream, and therefore one that was mortal. Gohda couldn't believe what was happening right before his eyes. Going through the door, an arm was slipping straight through the wood like it was water. As though doing this was the most natural thing in the world, and it rubbed the back of Gohda's hand as he frantically tried to hold the door shut. Uh-oh. It's phasing through the door like it's water. Oh shit. Gohda, you're about to die. Tried to hold the door shut. It slid up his arm, to his chest, then up to his chin. By now, Gohda's scream wasn't even audible anymore. He could hear a sweet whispering voice from across the door. It wasn't coming from the witch, but it sounded like a young woman. However, that didn't change the fact that it came from someone not of this world. Oh no, it is Beelzebub.
かわいい。ねえ、見てるの相馬と。教えてね。終わったら。ありがとう。もう終わってるのね。
That lewd arm burst. Then they lewd. What the hell? That's a one way to put it. Then they heard the sound of something jumping around the room at incredible speed. They didn't know what it was. Incredibly fast, small, like steel, or maybe a beetle. When it buried itself right in the center of Gohda's chest and stopped, he realized for the first time that its true form was something like a snake with a strange design on it. Gohda's large body shook, bent back, fell over. As it did, the door opened softly, even though no one was pushing it, welcoming in the new master of his room. It looked almost as though the door itself had accepted her. Oh no. The door has broken in. The goat attendants came in one after another, 6 of them. Then that witch came in, and the gold butterflies came in. The room was wrapped in a blizzard of gold leaf, which fell and piled up, turning it more and more into a world of gold.
Shannon.
Wow. You just changed her clothes just like that. Sure.
ルーレットはそなたとジョージを選んだ。解放の日に感謝せよ。未練はあるまい？ないよな。惚れた男から婚約指輪をもらって、夜も共にしないうちに殺されてしまっても未練なんかないよな。
And then being killed before spending your first night together. Is she referring to the first episode?
女の幸せを教えてもらいたかったんだろう。ああ、シャノン、ダメダメ。垂れてるぜ。お前の口元から未練が。だらだら垂れてんのが見えるぜ。シャノン。
Now that is what we call the laugh from the Wicked Witch of the West, right there. Kinda sounds similar, but if you put it that way. Crack. It was the sound of the lid to the treasure box breaking open. When George turned it over, accessories, charms, various small objects that Natsuki had treasured when she was a girl fell out. Mixed in with that was a pouch that stood out from the rest. They picked it up and was immediately sure this was it.
見つけた。これだ。
いいって及ばなかったの。死ね。
くそ。
All at once, the gold butterflies attacked George. Oh no, it attacked George, he's gonna die as well. Who was hurriedly trying to remove the contents of the pouch. At that time, a bright red flash seemed to light up the room for an instant. That red flash seemed to cut a hole in the cloud of gold butterflies raging around the room, drawing a circle with Shannon at the center. So the resulting scene looked truly divine, almost as though a single streak of light had cut through the clouds in this world of gold. George, who was curled in the ball, trying to protect himself from the group of butterflies, didn't have a clue what was going on. Then, he noticed that Shannon was standing guard in front of him, shielding him. As she glared at the witch and the rest with a serious face, he'd never shown him before.
忘れていた。
Oh shit! Not only Canon! had some furniture, like some superpowers, but Shannon has it as well.
そなたもまた金蔵の優れた家具だったな。それもカノンよりだいぶ熟成した。
カノン君をよくも殺したことじゃない。よくも亡骸を消し去り、その名誉まで汚そうとしたな。
おやおや、シャーノン、それを怒ってるのか？カノンに会えなくて寂しいならわらわに頼めよ。いつだって会わせてやるというのに。
Nope. I'm pretty sure there ain't no takebacks for her this time. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, shit. When the witch snapped her fingers, one of the 6 goat attendants glittered gold and changed into Canon. It was definitely a sight to make one doubt their eyes. It was definitely Canon's face. However, in those eyes, the glint of Canon's integrity was nowhere to be seen. They were the hazy eyes of furniture that only obeyed the orders of the witch. George couldn't understand the scene right before his eyes, and he finally understood why Gohda and the rest had been unable to talk about what they'd seen in the servant room.
楽しいですか？
ああ、楽しいぞ。死が引き裂いた2人を再会させるのはいつだって楽しい。死で引き裂いて1度、合わせて2度、もう一度引き裂いて3度楽しめるのだからな。さあ、カノン、姉と遊んでやりなさい。
Go and play with your sister. I wouldn't say they're necessarily. I wouldn't say they're sisters, but I guess these two are close.
もし痛めつけられたら、思いっきり苦悶の表情を浮かべてやるといい。
Is this where the fight scene will commence right there? Oh. From the imposter Canon's arm, a strangely shining curve extended. He planned to tear Shannon apart with that. With a single stroke, he would attack Shannon, who still hadn't prepared her heart.
許さない。一度ならず、二度までも死者を汚すなんて許せない。
I'm curious how many times Beatrice has dishonored the dead. Would that consider to Rosa as well? It's either Rosa or Rosa. Is it Rosa being herself or not being herself?
ほざくな。弟に殺されろよ、シャーノン。
Wow, what a face.
きっといい夢が見られるぜ。
Like, her creepy face right there looks like something I see from like some old school cartoon. The imposter Canon certainly seemed to lunge at Shannon, drawing several purple curves. But when he flew at her, it was as though some kind of invisible wall had been placed in front of her. The wall repelled the imposter, leaving a bright red ripple on its surface. No, it didn't repel him. It smashed him. It knocked him back, turning him into golden dust, into little bits, scattering him. That foolish furniture, who had taken Cannon's form and even disgraced his honor after death, broke into countless gold butterflies, and then those butterflies themselves broke into pieces. And those pieces were broken into pieces, until they were no longer butterflies, but a golden splash that faded away.
Shannon!
ジョージさんはそこから動かないでください。中心軸をずらしたくない。
これは驚いた。虫一匹殺せない面をしてこれだけの力を見せたか。なるほど。霊境がそなたに力を貸しているというのか。しかしその霊境の本当の力を引き出すには準備も時間も足りないな。
Lending them strength. That's something to know.
そのどちらもわらわは与えはせぬ。
The spirit mirror George gripped had let out a divine glow, displaying a strength powerful enough not to submit to wicked forces. But that glow was no match for the witch's sinister nature.
これだから家具は怖い。予期せずしてタンスの角にぶつける足の小指のような気持ちよ。これだから家具は怖い。
Didn't you just repeat that though?
家具が、家具。
私は家具じゃない。そして、あなたを今はとても哀れに思う。
何？ほう。1000年の魔女に100年も至らぬ家具が今何と言ったか。
100 years? You mean to tell me the ones that become furniture can live more than the human life expectancy? Unless there is like some sort of method to stop aging physically in a way.
あなたはとても哀れな人。愛し合う二人に未練がないわけがない。でも、あなたの期待するような未練はかけらほどもない。
語るか、家具の分際で。ジョージと結ばれたくて、わらわの靴を舐めた日々を忘れてわらわにそれを語るか。
Oh my. And there he goes with the submit type of routine.
愛に生き、泥濘を這うが人間。それを嘲笑い、見下しているつもりで、あなたはそれにはるかに劣る。私は、今こそあなたを哀れに思う。愛し合う二人にとって、添い遂げることにどれほどの意味が。意味はある。きっとある。
What? Oh.
でも、それはあなたの言うこととは全然違う。もっと新鮮にして、あなたごとき邪悪が口にする資格もないほどの新鮮な意味がある。だから、私にはすでに何の未練もない。ジョージさんと愛を誓い合った。その証として指輪を受け取った。それで永遠の誓いは完了した。あなたがどんな邪悪な魔法や悪意で私たちを災難だとしても永遠は汚さない。
Talk about dedication. The look on her face, she's like, the fuck? Kind of cringe. What kind of cringe am I listening to?
綺麗事を詩人のように語るな。愛は情欲なんだよ。少女漫画みたく綺麗事ばっかりで語れねえんだよ。男どもはお前の匂いに惹かれて群がるウジバエどもなんだよ。
Damn, Beatrice. I guess I'm a mere fly in a maggot. Seems like the truth hurts from this game itself.
そんなこともその年でまだ理解できねえのかよ。お前は失望するぜ。その後ろのメガネ男のどす黒い欲望、一度でも覗いちまったら。がっかり愕然唖然呆然全然ダメだぜショーノン。
The fuck? Oh god. That's a face I do not want to see. Oh. Why do you gotta do this to me like this?
ああ、もういいや、語るな、家具が。この家具。何様のつもりだよ、語りやがって。愛なんて結局は、ど汚ねえ汚物をどう綺麗に見せようかって欺瞞なんだよ。そいつに気づいて人は大人になるんだろう。死ねよ、クズ。家具、スクラップ。お前を汚らわしいウジ虫に変えてやるよ。それでもそのメガネがお前を愛するか、試してやるよ。そいつの愛のどぎたねえ現実ってやつを教えてやるよ。死ねえよ、ガラクタが。てめえが愛を語るんじゃねえ。
The invisible column of light with Shannon at the center started to have bright red ripples drawn all over it at once. The wall did its best to withstand the unseeable malice that tried to corrode on from all directions.
なんだよそれは。抵抗してるつもりかよ。安っぽいんだよ。薄っぺらいんだよ。お前の綺麗事と同じなんだよ。見せかけだけの薄っぺら。
This is kind of creeping me out here. Not only she did a laugh with her the most creepy ass face that I had to pause for a minute there, but this is a little bit unsettling. I wish I could just show. I wish I had the cursor on for this one, but I really don't want the cursor to ruin this this footage.
見たくないものをベールで覆って隠してるだけなんだよ。まだわかんないのかよ。だから家具なんだよ。家具。ほらほらほらほらほら削られてるぜ。カリカリコリコリガリガリゴリゴリなんて薄くて情けないんだよ。
What the hell is this? Crack crunch smack snap.
お前のその薄っぺらな抵抗に比べたら、パルミジャーノレッジアーノの方がまだ削るのに苦労がいるぜ。
Parmigiano Reggiano. Oh, she didn't do that creep. Oh, she didn't do that really scary looking face this time. The golden windstorm that covered the room gradually began to shave the walls off the column that protected Shannon and George. The bright red ripples frantically drew a resisting pattern, but that just turned it into a red wall of despair that began to wrap the two of them up.
庄司さん、ごめんなさい。やはり、私には無理でした。
No matter... Well, that wall isn't the most, invincible.
ありがとう。君は僕のために戦ってくれた。それだけで嬉しいよ。
The round wall that had once protected them was assaulted and covered with a curve of bright red ripples as it seemed to scream. And it began to suck the two of them up instead. Oh boy. To be doomed.
庄司さん、お願いが。
Shannon grasped George's hand behind her, so George hugged her shoulders just as strongly.
なんだい。
最後に、愛してるって聞かせてください。
ああ、さよう。僕は君を永遠に。
Well, and the words just get cut off. No more last words, unfortunately. Sunday, October 5th, 1986. It is 2100 hours, which would mean 9 p.m. Alright, let's see how long it'll be right here. Oh, I guess keep going a bit more. After Genji finished his late meal, he went out to do the nighttime rounds inside the main. He'd eaten some reheated soup that Gohda had made, along with some random leftovers from the refrigerator. So, does that mean George died as well? No, it doesn't really confirm that unless they see them. Yeah, wait, where was the one where I guess where I really have to double check the thing where the trophies are. I guess unless it's in the config. No, it's not. Can you find the method of getting trophies in this one? No, damn it, I want it. Fuck. Shit. There we go. I could have sworn this game you could at least No, guess not. Wait, log. Uh, oh, no. That's weird. The rain just cuts off. He'd eaten some reheated soup that Gohda made, along with some random leftovers from the refrigerator. Those were all things Gohda had made himself and were, of course, delicious. He had half-heartedly gone to ask Rosa and the others what they would do for dinner, but he'd been yelled at by a voice telling him that the canned food they had would be enough, and the door wasn't even open for him. So, ironically, the servant Genji eat a more delicious meal. But why was it that Genji wasn't afraid to do the rounds all by himself, even though all of those crimes had been committed and many people had already met a brutal end? Judging by his appearance as he carried out his usual tasks without a trace of fear, as though everything was normal, you might think all of the horrible events that day had been no more than a dream or illusion. Was he taking a philosophic view, or had he just accepted his fate? Genji must have considered it a virtue that, when the fate that awaited him was unavoidable, yelled at by a voice. Well, not surprised by Rosa. That awaited was unavoidable. He carried out his duty systematically until the last moment. The depths of his heart would probably remain hidden for all eternity, unless he spoke of them himself. He had returned his master key to Rosa, so the places he could reach were extremely limited. All he could do was walk around the hallways, checking to make sure all the windows were closed. That probably made his rounds go a lot faster than usual. I mean, that, hey, less work for him, but you know, at the same time, you would think what Rosa did was unfair. Made his rounds go a lot faster than usual. But now the rain goes comes back. No words. And then something happened. Well, I think it's a good place to end it from here. Like, yeah, normally I would go a bit more longer around the over the 50-minute mark, but no, it is what it is. One. This is the one I saved recently, where I got interrupted right around. All right. So next part, see what happens next. What will happen from the knock at the door? So like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.